I'm thinking of my mom to Maddie. And oddly enough, when I gave that speech, when I won an Academy Award, I thought, well, I don't want to compete with anybody. And they were like, you should hire your own publicist. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about competition. I don't want to do that. I don't know. And, it was happening. It was kind of like a train, and there was a possibility I could win. And, oh my God. And, but I realized if I was winning for this part of this woman who was the primary breadwinner, and also, the one raising her children alone. And I thought, oh, this woman is in this abusive relationship. She stays for a while, and she tries to stay. And why? Maybe she could have left. Maybe their life would have been very different had she been paid her full dollar. And part of the reason I knew that, and again, here comes my mom. My mom, who, after many years of marriage with my dad and raising 5 kids, had breast cancer. And although my dad had a girlfriend, and my mom wanted to get divorced, she said at the time, I'll lose my insurance. In 6 months, even though we've been married 28 years, I will lose my insurance in 6 months. And I'll have a pre-existing condition, and I won't be able to have insurance. As if she became invisible, as if she was no longer a critical component to that relationship. And one of her dear friends, Liz Lopez, introduced me to her daughter, Kamala. And Kamala Lopez was making a movie called Equal Meets Equal. And I became a producer on this, and I would watch cuts, and I learned so much about women's rights and the Equal Rights Amendment. And I too grew up thinking I had equal rights in America. Well, who knew? It was all converging, right? And I'm like, well, shit, if I win this award God wants me to, I don't want to win something for me, I want to win it for all of us. So if I win it, I'm going to say something, even though I know I'm scared to, but I'm going to do it. And so Kamala's the only person I told what I was going to say. And here she is tonight. And I really want to thank you for letting me be a part of this 26th annual West Hollywood Women in Leadership Award. I want to thank the West Hollywood City Council, our mayor. Is she here? She had to go to another thing. I want to thank our mayor. I want to thank Genevieve so much. I want to thank everyone at the West Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, and the West Hollywood Women's Advisory Council, and all of you, because I really feel weird getting awards like this, because I feel like I'm going to be in a room where every person in front of me is doing critical work, who I feel incredibly thankful for all that you're doing. And I'm very scared in the world right now. Honestly, you may be calling me Miss Goody Patricia next time I see you, because we're about to put on our pilgrim hats. We're not allowed to talk about our periods. We're not allowed to say gay. I mean, we're rolling back the time clock faster. Women are literally being brought to death's door because they can't get abortions. And this is a nightmare time. We are so far from equal rights. Women are having are dealing with incredible adversity in America, and our LGBTQIA friends and family are as well. It's an onslaught, it's a nightmare. So I really am grateful to each and every one of you for all that you're doing in this very heavy time in the world. And harder still, I think, because economically we are where we are. Coming out of this COVID, economically where we are today, where, to scrape your way up to be a small business owner and a woman small business owner, and then your interest rates are up, and your borrowing costs are up, and you're in hospitality, and now your food costs are up, and what are you doing? So it's an incredibly difficult time, I think, for a lot of people, but this group groupings of women, these groupings of allies, these groupings of people, I think are what carry us through to the next thing. It carries me through. Because when I get despondent, I just have to look to all of your work and say, thank God. Actually, human beings are beautiful. And so I'm thankful to all of you for that, and I don't feel like I didn't necessarily deserve this, but I do feel that my mother, who was an activist in civil rights, my sister, who's an activist, Rosanna, in victims of sexual assault and trafficking, my sister Alexis, my beautiful sister who passed away. Like it or not, she's part of the AIDS story. The AIDS story that continues to gouge its viciousness through the world, globally. And she's also a brave innovator in the trans movement and risked her whole career to live her truth. Was a very early adopter on a very public stage and risked everything. So I'm very grateful to that. And the work that I do with Give Love, my NGO that I started, we worked at Standing Rock so that they can continue their demonstration, about their rights to have clean water. Our first original people, the people we stole this land from. So I was honored to help build compost toilets for them, and we work in the developing world. I see what we are dealing with here in America, and then I see what we're dealing with in shantytown and settlements where we again have single mothers and we have no clean water. We have nowhere to go to the bathroom, and women and kids are getting assaulted in bathrooms. So I see the human condition, and then I see this beautiful other side of human condition, and I know that that's what lightens the load. And we're one family, and we're caring for each other. And so I'm just very grateful for all of you, for all of the work that you're all doing. Thank you.